though, with that Spike guy who lives in the cul-de-sac all by himself. His motorcycle is so loud. Can you do something about him? Go! Hello, neighborhood. Are you awake? The FTR is here to lower your property value, baby! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Yammie Noob, and today I brought the FTR 1200 out because I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I think it's actually the ultimate muscle bike, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today. Stay tuned.
Before we dive into this video though, I gotta warn you, muscle bikes will put hair on your chest, and not just your chest either. It'll make your beard grow big and strong, and it'll turn your junk into Hagrid. There's only one way to counteract this unfortunate side effect, and that's to get a ball shaver as manly as the FTR. Manscaped has designed the Lawnmower 4.0 just for FTR riders needing to counteract all that unintentional hair growth. I suppose it'll work on all kinds of nut hairs too, but that's besides the point. It's got a wide power band, longer battery life, and it gives you ultimate control over your pube shaving experience. And once you're done, they've got a whole bunch of nice smelling colognes and ball deodorants to keep your gooch juice under control. Click that link down below and get yourself all this trimming goodness for 20% off just by clicking that link. Isn't that neat? Now let's get back to this vlog.
So I've been riding around on the Indian today. I was actually out filming another vlog with Whitney just now, and I've been thinking about this bike a lot more since we took it out to the drag strip, and I really do think that more so than being a sport bike or a sport naked bike, this is really just a big muscle bike. I think it has more in common with the Diavel, which I do not believe is a cruiser. My buddy who owns a Diavel will not stop telling me that it's a cruiser. I don't think so. I think it's kind of hard to categorize, much like the FTR. I think it's just a straight up muscle bike. And this has a lot of that same character to it. And we're going to talk about it today. But remember, before we get out there, if you would like to win this here big stonkin' 1203cc liquid-cooled V-twinned pile of American Fury, click the links down below, get yourself signed up to win. You can go to yammynoob.co, get entered to win. That way you get access to live streams, Discord server, behind the scenes content, all that good stuff. Now, that is enough talking. Let's get to riding, because this is actually, aside from the Ducati, this is my favorite giveaway bike that we have in the shop. And it's actually one of my favorite giveaway bikes we've ever done. And I'm going to say some stuff right out of the gate that might be misconstrued as being negative. And let me say, I do not believe that this was a bad motorcycle. I think it's got some bad design choices in it, and I think mainly that it is really stupid. Like, really stupid. Like, it chews on rocks and, you know, answers C for every question on a multiple choice test because it doesn't actually know anything and just assumes that's where the correct answer is. It's a really dumb motorcycle, but I like that it's kind of open about how stupid it is, because I'm sick of motorcycles being so up themselves, man. I really like the fact that this is just okay, just being absolute, just dumb bricklayer of a motorcycle, and you know, being cool with itself that way. Now, why do I think that this motorcycle is so dumb? Well, first of all, Indian was like, okay, we have this motorcycle, we're gonna put, you know, really nice adjustable suspension on it, we're gonna build a cool frame for it, what engine are we gonna put into it? Well, we've got the Scout engine lying around, and we can tune it to make a little bit more power and all that good stuff, and it's making a lot of torque. Why don't we use that? Okay, cool. So now it's making like 120 horsepower, 85 foot-pounds of torque. That sounds pretty darn good, right? Like, that's a pretty beefy spread of numbers. I mean, that's more torque than leader bikes have. But unlike a leader bike, this motorcycle does not like doing this. It doesn't like cornering very much. What it does like doing is this. Wide open throttle all the way to the red line. That's all this bike likes to do. And, you know, honestly, I'm totally cool with that. I really like a bike that just enjoys doing one thing, and the one thing it does is really good, you know? And I don't know, when it comes to just going straight in a fast and straight line, you got your two types of bikes, right? You got your Busa style bike, which is meant to just be a land speed missile, and then you got this motorcycle here, which is meant to basically be a stoplight to stoplight bike. And a land speed missile, yeah, it's fast. Sure, it's really fast. I mean, even the Gen 3 Busa is biblically fast. Apparently the MV Agusta is even faster than it, but it's still a very peppy motorcycle. It'll get up and go to some frightening speed. This thing won't do that. It's not really that fast, necessarily. I mean, what it's really good at is going from stoplight to stoplight, smacking down a ton of torque, lifting the front wheel up, and then settling out at like 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. And that's actually how you would use this motorcycle in the real world, right? I mean, you don't get to just wind out your motorcycle all the time to deep in the triple digits, unless you're at the track all the time. But even then, you know, you have to slow down because there's like corners and stuff, and you don't want to just absolutely yeet yourself into a corner on a Busa. Like, here we go. All right, we got a perfect example coming up. We got stop sign here into a little bit of a twisty road. Not much. I mean, I can still just freaking wail on it here. Let's let that car go a little bit, and then all the way to the red line. I mean, what more could you want out of a bike that you're riding around on the street, right? You just want something that you can absolutely beat the piss out of, and then sort of kind of chill out. This motorcycle's bad at the chilling out part. It has no chill whatsoever when you're riding it around. I think part of that is down to the tune, and a huge part of that is down to the exhaust, because my God, this exhaust it's beyond brutal. It just makes this motorcycle feel so angry and upset all the time. And then, you know, much like other muscle bikes out there, it doesn't handle all that great. Mostly down to the tire sizes that they put on this motorcycle. You know, but it handles about as well as you need your weekend rider to handle. You know, you're not out here on, this is a, you know, residentially street, and I'm going, you know, reasonably quick through it, but I'm not pushing by any means. I'm just doing a normal spirited cruise here, you know? And for that, it is perfectly equipped for total spirited cruise speeds here, you know? You can lean a little bit, add a bit more power, get a little bit sideways, and then, you know, side to side, it's not very inspiring, I'm not gonna lie. But it'll do it, and it's not gonna complain the whole time. You know, I would say through that corner, most folks that I know who are being honest with themselves are not, you know, they're not going fast enough through that corner to really test the limit on any motorcycle, regardless of what the setup is. I mean, maybe you get somebody on a Harley who starts dragging pegs, but that's more down to the motorcycle, you know? In the real world, this thing handles every bit as well as just about any other motorcycle out there until you start pushing. But the fun thing about that is if you go with 2021 or 2022 model year motorcycles, you can get 17-inch rims on this bike, and then it handles beautifully. It handles so well on 17s. But, you know, it's still got that brawly nature about it, but I kind of like how as I'm riding this around, it feels like a bit of a brawl. I want my motorcycle to feel like an active riding experience, you know? I don't want it to be so laser focused that, you know, I don't have to think about what I'm doing. Maybe that's just because I'm not a super duper performance driven rider. I mean, I'm more performance driven than most, I would say. But I'm not out here trying to set lap records or anything like that. I want a motorcycle that gets up and goes and gets out of its own way and stops quick. But I don't need something that's, you know, 200 horsepower and all that stuff. I want something like that because who doesn't? But you can't use it in the real world. You can use this thing in the real world, which is cool. Hello, neighborhood. Are you awake? The FTR is here to lower your property value, baby! Oh god, this thing is just so raucous and so angry. All these people would hate me if I lived here. All these people, like, they call the HOA, be like, throw with that Spike guy who lives in the cul-de-sac all by himself. His motorcycle is so loud. Can you do something about him? He needs to move out. And I'm just sitting here like, go! Oh, man. The FTR just, it works some black magic on the brain, man. It's something about how it makes power and something about the sound and how vibrational and how it lurches and shifts weight. It's so intoxicating to just rev this thing to the moon. And I think that's what you really want out of your bike. Just something where you can, you know, just do... make everybody around you hate you for like 5 seconds, and then, you know, call the cops, and you just kind of leave before they get here. But anyway, as I was saying, with this motorcycle, if you're actually curious about this bike's real-world performance, one of the best ways you can do that is going to the drag strip, and that's exactly what we did. And this motorcycle was regularly putting down similar times to a Ducati 1098, which has 160 horsepower. You know, I mean, if we couldn't launch a bike with 160 horsepower and beat this guy from a red light, essentially, then basically nothing is gonna, because you're not gonna be able to launch a leader bike any faster, even if you know, dig through your cruise control, because this thing, by the time that the leader bike is like, okay, you're going fast enough that we're gonna let you have all of the power, this thing's already gonna be, you know, a couple bike lengths ahead. And then, yeah, you get into the top end of your leader bike, and yes, you will catch it, but then you're gonna be the first one through the speed trap, and the cops are gonna come for you, and not your buddy on the FTR. They might come for the FTR because it's a war crime with how loud it is. But other than that, you know, the leader bike is going to go to jail, and the FTR rider is going to go get a beer. I don't know, like, you can literally bang this motorcycle off the limiter on pretty much every highway and be fine, man. Like, yeah, this is a 55, yeah, I was going 70, but whatever, that's 15 miles an hour. Who cares? You know, you might get some pedantic cops being like, you gotta get pulled over, but I highly doubt it. Especially here in Texas. They're looking for people doing like triple-digit speeds on this road. So there you have it. I really think that this is a very good option if you want something that's fast in the street, something that you can dunk on all your friends off a stoplight and actually use the power. And you know, this thing, it looks so good. It has that muscly quality. It's very American 70s lines on it. You know, flat, wide tank with the curves on it. It reminds me a lot this tank shape of the hood on an old Challenger, or like a cowl induction Chevelle almost, but backwards. It's really a classy looking bike with a dirt stupid engine. Oh my god, is this so stupid. And again, it handles fine. It handles fine for the street. On the track, oh god, this would be horrible. But on the street, sure, why not? Let's have some fun, right? So I hope you enjoyed this little look into my developing thoughts on the FTR. I believe by the time this video is coming out, I'm working on an FTR 1200 Living With series, which those are always a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that one, and remember, this is a giveaway motorcycle. We're not keeping this bike, as much as... Actually, I don't really want to keep it because it's so loud, but, you know, if it was a quieter motorcycle, I'd really want to keep it. But yeah, if you want to get entered to win this bike, click the links down in the description below. Get yourself signed up to win, because this is going to show up in somebody's driveway, and then it's going to be your problem to annoy the neighbors with. And they're just fun little third gear pulls. I mean, who doesn't love that, right? Get yourself entered to win down in the description below. I think I've said that 3 times now. I'm going to sign off and continue to do little rolls on the highway with this all the way back to the office. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Hey you. Yeah. Click the Yammie Noob video right over there. You should do it. Click that video. Keep watching. Some good stuff. You should really check it out. Hey, look over there. Go click the video. Look, go click it. Click it right now. Do it. Click that video right now. Do it. Do it.